Yo, what is up? Up to Something Media. We are back in here. What's good, y'all?
What's good? How's everyone doing?
Everybody good. Yo, I know it's been a minute. Your boys are back, though. You know what I mean? Back in full effect.
Yep.
With a great special guest, but we're going to go ahead and knock it out with the intro.
Yeah, go ahead.
Should I go first?
Go ahead.
All right. It feels good to say this again. Yo, it's your boy Renee, a.k.a. Renee the Rager, a.k.a. Renee the Go, a.k.a. Ciroc Obama. And I actually have a new name, you know what I'm saying, that y'all gave me.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Wait,
Go on, yo. No, I'm just kidding. No, what's your name?
The Vibe Veteran.
Salute.
You're an idiot.
No, they call me the Vibe Veteran. Who else we got? Who we got right here?
Hookah Doncic.
Wow.
Very good.
Yo, he said it right this
I'm
time.
very proud of you.
Yo, he said it right this
It was
time.
progress.
Oh, my
I've been going to
days.
ESL.
Yeah, okay,
ESL,
okay. Yeah.
Rosetta Stone. It's your boy Diego, and today we are. It's been a minute, bro.
It's been a minute.
We are welcomed by the very talented. You know, he's a producer, rapper, Christian, father, student of the game. He does it all. It's your boy D.Tall.
Yes, sir.
Everyone, welcome D.Tall to Up to Something.
Welcome.
How's it going?
What up?
Yo,
Yes,
my guy,
sir.
what's
We
going
here.
on, man?
Thank you so much for getting on the podcast with us.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Yeah, man.
we are all very excited. Today's going to be a little bit of a different episode. You know, we actually have an artist. You know, that's nothing new, but D-Tall's a different artist, man. We actually have a Christian artist in the building.
Yes, sir.
And your story is pretty wild, man. It's we met you, or at least we linked up at Carne Asada. Shout out Sonia Kilo.
Shout out Sonia.
And man, we were all like big fans of your music as well.
Yeah, love it.
And this is not new to you. You've been doing music for a minute, right?
Yeah. It's been a journey, really as long as I can remember. But you know, having like a manager, a DJ, a PR, all that, it's been
Right.
about a decade. That's a
Jeez.
long
Damn.
time.
Hey,
That's a long time. A decade with about a 2-year crazy life break
I
in the middle.
feel you.
You know.
That's what's up, man. So how are you feeling about where your music stands right now compared to kind of where you started?
I feel like it's in a better space than ever before. And it's crazy because, like, I would say, like, my first go-around, I had songs with, like, mainstream artists or whatnot, but I wasn't having the type of traction that I got right now. And I kind of credit it to, like, the space that I'm in. Like, my old music was so ratchet.
Yeah.
You had, like, the dirty versions to the point where it was, like, you know, say, for instance, if I'm like, bro, check out, you know, the new music, and I see you got your auntie with you, I'm gonna be like, hey, make sure you hit the radio edit. You know, for her, you know what I mean? It was just real.
Yeah.
Like,
You don't have to
ratchet.
worry about that nowadays, right?
Nah, I don't even cuss in my music no more. You know, but
Yeah.
I still get my point across.
Dang. That's
I
what
feel like.
matters.
So
That's
it
what
opened
matters.
up the fan base because now it's like I do a show and it'll be like kids, old folks,
Right.
people of all walks of life. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
it broadened the fan base.
Right.
Did that affect the
time.
creative process? Like when you're creating music, like do you think, damn, you know what? This might not sound good when there's kids around or, you know, when there's family members around. Did that?
Well, nah, like for whatever reason, like my mind never goes there. Like I still got to be true to self. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Because like music is expression, and you know I still got to execute on that front. So I don't really go that deep. Like
Yeah.
you know, it might be a 4-year-old in the audience. Let me change this bar.
Dang.
I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah,
4-year-olds
yeah.
care about really. They be listening to some
Yo,
crazy
Gabba
stuff.
Gabba.
Yeah, facts.
The remix.
No, that's crazy though. No, I totally agree with you on that because like when I first started listening to hip hop back in like I'm not gonna date my age.
1972.
Yo, relax. Okay.
Old
Sugar Hill in the game.
back in my day.
Oh, well, relax, okay. But no, back in the day, like my parents were like, "No, you're not gonna listen to this thug music." My first hip hop album I've ever listened to was Big Willie Style. Pause. But Big Willie Style by Will Smith, and they're like, "No, we want to let you listen to this." Like I could listen to like Pac, Biggie, none of that.
Yeah.
And then In the Club first came on, and 50 Cent came out In the Club, and I loved it because I listened to the radio and stuff. My mom bought the CD for me, but it had parental advisory on it. And I was like, no, man, I can't listen to this. Blah, blah, blah. Gunshots everywhere. Him talking about drugs and women and all this stuff. I'm like, no, blah, blah, blah. My sister blackmailed me for 2 years until I found Kanye. And then I was like, oh, he's a Christian rapper, but he really wasn't. But now he is, but, you know. Yeah. I feel you with the explicit.
It was the whole 50 Kanye thing was a perfect setup for one another because
Oh, for sure.
That was good.
fans this way, and
Yeah.
they came with the perfect
balance.
Yeah,
you know
balance.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it was perfect.
No,
the
for
way
sure.
that was rolled out.
That was a good little rap beef, man.
That
The
was.
Rolling Stones cover.
Yeah.
You know, the amount of like traction
I
that
remember when
they
they
had
were
to
on
both of their
106
releases.
and Park. They were both
Yeah.
there together. You don't see stuff like that.
Nah.
You would never see Drake and Kanye like on
Nah,
a
they-
podcast. Imagine like that. Like
Nah.
that needs
Yeah.
to be done.
Nah.
Great, Kanye, come on the podcast.
yeah,
Yeah,
for
let's
sure,
do
we'll
that.
talk about it.
Kanye and Drake.
Yeah, we'll do a
OVO.
versus right here at Welcome to the Rodeo
Yeah.
Studio right here. But nah, for sure, nah. And I love that. So,
Yeah, absolutely, man. And what's crazy is your last project, Kill Lucy, you know, you talk about is Kill Lucifer. So it's actually just like listening to some of your older tracks and comparing it to like what you're doing now is just such a huge development of just as an artist and genre. You completely switched it up, but also remain true to who you were
100%.
while spreading like a good message, which I think
Yeah.
is, you know, I feel like we kind of just being a little bit more of like public figures just than we were maybe like a year or two ago.
Right.
It's like, damn, you know, like people listen to what you say, people
Yeah.
listen to what you're putting out.
Right.
And
It's kind of like us right now. Like we sound a lot different from what we used to be like 2 years ago. So we can definitely relate.
Oh,
And
sure, you gotta grow. You know.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that changes
no.
a lot. You know,
Yeah,
that
no,
censors
for
a lot
sure.
what you say.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. So that's cool, man. No, like I mean, even shout out to our agent over there wearing the Kill Lucy shirt. You know, shout
our
out.
boy Jake. Yeah.
No, I loved it. I love that. The project was amazing. Like the production on there was amazing too.
Yo, and you
Great
worked
project.
with Jay White did it as well, right? But or was that kind of just more on the
So Jay White produced the majority of my first project.
Okay,
the
the
one that
real-
had, like,
real.
the mainstream. Like he did the Dim Hills with E40 and Waka Flocka.
Oh wow,
Damn.
crazy collab.
Bunch of stuff on that project he did, and then Kill Lucy was kind of my comeback on the production standpoint. Like I produced every single record on the whole Kill Lucy.
Wow.
I did every beat on that whole
That's crazy.
Get Up.
How long did the project take to do? Like,
Probably like 2 months. I was locked in though, bro. It was
Really?
just like, cause I was going through it. Like life had kind of got to a point where it was like, man, either I'm gonna get right with the man upstairs and take a different path, or I'm gonna off myself, bro. You know, just for total transparency.
Right.
Like so, like the theme of the album, like the title track, Kill Lucy, just the first couple bars. Like I say, last year was crazy. Took a lot of L's. Lucy tried to take me out the game, but we gonna still prevail. Chick tried to extort me. I lost 30 bands, heavy drinking to cope with depression, popping Dros and Zans. Lost my woman, lost my mind, lost my job, had nowhere to turn, out of options, had to go to God. Whoa.
damn.
So that's like the theme of the whole.
Yeah. No, and
That's so real.
Those
That's
bars,
yeah,
bars
yeah,
for real.
no.
For
It's
real.
not bars like yo, he was rhyming. It's like bars like,
Like,
bro,
yeah,
you feel it.
hits
You feel
like
like
it's
storytelling.
real.
It is, bro.
Storytelling.
You feel like kind of just what you went through, you know, it's like, damn, bro, like I feel that shit.
Yeah,
Even
so-
though we didn't. But
Yeah,
you
no.
know.
So going back to like the Jay White did it collab. How did that all come about? Like, how did y'all meet? And-
Man, what's so crazy is like he wasn't Jay White.
Right.
Then you know what I mean? It was just Jay White was like any other producer that we know. And he's from the Midwest originally too or whatever.
From
but,
Kansas, right?
Yeah,
Kansas City.
yup.
Yeah.
But planted roots in Dallas like a lot of us did. It's a lot of transplants
Right.
in the D. But it was one of them things like where he was just one of the go-to producers. And it was like, I remember there were days where like he would be holding like his son and playing keys in one hand.
That's
and I'm in the
crazy.
back behind him like writing a song. It was just like a crazy vibe. And I remember, it's a true story. I remember him saying he had like some, I think it was like a Chris Brown placement, Eric Bellinger. He had like some placements on deck.
Right.
But he was just like, man, you ever heard of this stripper chick named Cardi B from New York?
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, I ain't hip to her. He's like, man, she kind of be cutting up on Instagram. I'm like, nah, I ain't hip to her.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, I'm gonna make her a star. This is
Right.
like pre-Bodak Yellow, pre any of that. Like he saw it.
That's
he saw the
crazy,
vision. And then like even when he produced Bodak Yellow, he was like, you know, it's gonna do this. And I'm kind of like, all right, we'll see. And then
Right.
next thing I know, it was like top 10 on Billboard.
That's crazy.
And then
man.
even at that point, he was like, that ain't even the one. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it blew up. And
He
he,
got
was
it.
like, nah, I like it is the one. And then like
Right.
that even took it up another
Crazy.
notch. And a couple Grammys later, like
he did
shout
a
out
lot.
to Jay White.
He did a lot with 21 Savage and J.
And
Cole.
J. Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did a lot. Yeah, he did that.
It's crazy. It's a song on what project was it? It was God, it's gonna bother me. I got Jay White featured on a hook. Like Jay
Okay.
White actually is an artist. He don't,
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that on
it's
one of your
like-
songs. It said featuring Jay.
Yeah,
White.
featuring
So,
Jay White.
okay.
He's actually singing the hook.
Right.
It's called Have You Ever.
Okay.
That's the name of the record. But for whatever reason, he doesn't like really showcase that.
Right.
Like I hope he will at some point. But he talented.
No,
Uber
he's
talented.
crazy talented. You know, like it's crazy because I actually met him at his Grammy party that was at Levels in Dallas, like when Bodak Yellow happened. So I think it was like the nomination just happened, and I don't know how I got plugged in there, but I had my old boss I used to intern for, Sarah Badron. I don't know if you know who that is, but yeah, Sarah, yeah,
PR Sarah.
yeah, love Sarah, and she was just like, hey, yeah, come to this Grammy party for Jay White did it. I'm like, yeah, for sure, blah blah blah. Cool guy, man. Like he's a super humble guy and stuff like that. He probably doesn't remember me, but but super cool guy and super talented. I've been following him on Instagram, like seeing all the records he's been putting out. But really talented guy, man.
Yeah,
For sure.
and man, like his outlook on the music industry is dope too. Like, don't get me wrong, he gonna work with like the Beyoncés, like the top tier people, but he's still always like reaching back. Like Bobby Sessions is the one that wrote Savage.
Yeah.
And Jay White is the one that obviously put him in position to get that Grammy. You know what I mean?
Damn.
That's crazy.
And he's done the same thing with me. Like I won't say the artist name, but it's an A-list female rapper that he sent me some tracks for me to pen they stuff.
Oh,
and,
wow.
I don't know what's gonna come from it or whatever, if
Man.
anything, but it's an opportunity. You know,
Jeez,
and
man, I
he
hope-
technically don't have to do that, you know. So
Yeah.
That's really cool though, man. He kind of just keeps it to his roots, you know. He
man.
didn't switch it up or anything like that. But
That's always good to hear, though, because we've had conversations with a lot of people from Dallas, and it's the same theme. You know, it's not, artists from Dallas don't blow up because people aren't putting each other on and stuff like that. People don't, they blow up, they forget about everybody. But to hear that story from your producer, what he's doing, he's putting you on.
Yeah,
that's
it's
good to
good,
hear.
man. It's good.
yeah, and I don't know, man. Like I've always felt like in Dallas, you got to work outside in.
Right.
Like like there's been a couple artists to like do it like from the ground. Like I would say like Yella Beezy, for example, is somebody
Right.
that was rooted here,
Right,
kind of
right.
like grinded here or whatever. But for the most part, mostly everybody else, you got to work outside in. So it's like I could be trying to push my music to all the key players here,
Right.
and they ain't really But
Right.
then I'll go to Miami and they see me get love from like DJ Efeezy or like the real like prime guys, because Khaled ain't really considered a DJ.
DJ, right?
But like the real DJs in a bigger market, and then I post it on the gram. Then I come home and they like, yeah, come on to K104.
yeah, always showing the love. Yeah,
he's getting
yeah,
love
yeah,
elsewhere, so we got to give him love here.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to take that business model and apply it to our, our media company.
Yeah, exactly. We need to go to Miami. Another Miami trip, fellas.
I'm down. We were in Miami earlier.
all,
this-
all business, all business.
all business, all business.
yes.
You know.
No Corolla. We in a Lambo truck this time.
Yeah. So you were talking about like you produced pretty much the whole album. Like, where do you like see your production style? Like, who do you are inspired by?
Man,
when it comes to
what?
production?
I'm a Kanye baby.
Oh.
Like so,
Donda.
Nah, I'm
Yo.
a Kanye baby. You gotta
Yes,
keep
sir.
in mind too, like so because I lived in the Midwest when I was young,
Okay.
I literally remember cutting up samples on Cool Edit Pro when I was in 6th grade.
Oh, man.
And using FL Studio, like I don't remember what version it was at that time.
Yeah,
But
I
I was
feel
just
you.
trying to pattern my stuff after Ye, but the difference was I always thought the South had better drums than
Facts.
anywhere else in the country.
Yeah.
And it was like Ye's drums wasn't necessarily Southern, so my style has always been on the production tip. I'm gonna have
Right.
an 808 and a clap, but I still
Right.
want to chop up the soul.
Right.
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Exactly,
So-
man. Especially 06, 07, like Texas was running things. 06, 07, like
Bun B.
Bun B, Chameleonaire, Paul Wall
Paul
was
Wall.
blowing up and stuff. So yeah, no, I feel you, but yeah, no, I respect to this man. He knows. his-
Damn, that's lit, man. So where you at with music as far as, do you have anything coming out next? Any projects you're working on at the moment?
Yeah, I'm working on Kill Lucy 2.
Okay.
Right this very moment. I'm excited about it, and I'm not doing all the production this time. Like it was cool, and I was so hungry and on fire to do it. But this time, it's not like that. Plus, I want
Right.
to extend opportunities to other producers. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like now
Yeah.
that I truly know, it's a difference between people just doing music and the music business.
Right.
Now I understand like the paperwork component,
Right.
the BMI, the ASCAP, the points, the royalties. I get all
Right.
of that. So I want to give other producers opportunities to get
shine.
their stuff going too.
No, I
You know
like
what I'm
that.
saying?
I like that. Is there any like producers that you have your eye on for the project?
Oh man, this is why I can't speak on it. It's like I posted something on Instagram a couple weeks ago where I was just like, man, where's the soul at? Like I can't find like none of the soul for production. I don't want to produce it. I did the last one. I was just like, kind of being animated with it. But as soon as I did that, I started getting like packs from producers all over. You know what I'm saying? And there's a couple that I've already recorded. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to like say it and then it be like they be like, oh, I didn't got a placement, and then it don't be on there. And they be like, oh, we ain't messing with him no more.
Yeah, total Kanye move.
Fair enough. Yeah,
total Kanye move.
You don't want those Soulja Boys be like,
you don't want those Soulja Boys. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's cool though. So, I mean, so what's the difference like with the first Kill Lucy and this project?
This one?
Yeah. So is there another theme to it?
Well, it's kind of like a continuation, so to speak. Like the first one was just like my journey from, I guess, the ratchetness that I was on to look, I done found God. I almost got jammed up in this situation, but I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? It was just more like testimonial. Kill Lucy 2 is the same, but it's just kind of like, I guess, the continuation, because now that I've been doing music in this new pocket, this new lane, I'm finding out it ain't necessarily what I thought it was going to be, which doesn't matter. It doesn't change like my purpose. But like I thought like the CHH, the Christian hip hop community, that it would be a little different, but it's kind of the same thing. You find out people are just people. You know what I'm saying? But if anything, like on that side, you got people that figure like you're going to do stuff for free because we got this commonality that we both believe in God. No. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. But man, overall, like the Kill Lucy 2 is just going to be so much more raw. More bars, more substance, more. It's definitely more edgy.
Okay.
It's definitely more edgy.
Okay.
To the point where, it may make people feel like, wow, he really pushing the envelope.
Okay. I'm ready, man. I'm ready to hear it.
Damn, that's what's up. Do you have a kind of a date set on, or is it estimated?
It'll be around the top of the year. Because the music industry is set up like in quarters. It's like if I were to drop it now, it would kind of go in vain. It wouldn't be up for different awards, and as far as like the way Spotify counts the streams and stuff, this is all like news to me.
That's crazy. Like all the background, like you just don't really realize. You just kind of putting out content,
but there's like actual algorithms that go into album releases and stuff like that.
Heck yeah, like even as in depth as like. It was one time I was about to drop a song on like a Monday or Tuesday, and one of my guys in Atlanta that I consider an industry person was like, no, that's not the day you drop music. And he gave me this long explanation on why it should be Thursday or Friday, and I'm like, all right, bro, we'll drop it on the Friday. Like,
right.
Stuff like that.
Right. No, I
like I'm excited. Would you say that there's culture vultures in the Christian hip hop community? Like they just actually just like fake Christians. I know that sounds kind of messed up to say.
What did you?
You don't have to call them out or anything. But would you say some like kind of just use that lane to be like?
So I've heard, but I just feel like that ain't necessarily what you don't want to play around with that.
Yeah. I don't know. That sounds like a setup.
Like they're playing with God. Like you don't play with God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it all depends on like how your music is coming across too.
Right.
Like an artist that gets talked about in that realm a lot is NF. And it's because he has so much support from the Christian hip hop community, and then when he got on, he just dipped like, I'm on Billboard now. Like,
I won't be on mainstream.
Back,
yeah,
Yeah,
dang.
So I don't know. I won't say no names. But
I got you. Man, well, I guess that kind of leads us to just like the main topic of this. We definitely wanted to chop it up with you about the music industry, your accomplishments and all of that. But one of the things that I really liked about your music is just kind of how open you are about the topic of mental health, and we had chopped it up beforehand, and I talked to the guys. I feel like this was actually just a really good space for us to kind of talk about it and open a conversation. The last, your newest single, Suicide, you really just dive deep into it, and it's such a taboo. I don't know if taboo topic is really the right term for it, but I think we're in the middle of like such a wave right now where it's been a little bit more of an open conversation, like especially men to have, because it's gotten, man, growing up, we've all seen it, bro, and again, we're Hispanic, so it's kind of just been like a lot of like, yo, what's wrong with you?
It's like we got the stigma of like we're the tough guy. We're supposed to provide.
And so and it's really not like that. We be going through our shit. And I do want to take a moment just to kind of thank the team, thank you guys.
Oh, man. We love you, man.
Yeah, because, man.
I love you too, Zoe. I
Zoe,
love you.
Jake,
I love you, Jake.
Shamir,
I love you too, Alex.
Ty,
Shamir,
all of
Ty.
y'all. No, man, and especially I feel like, and I'm going to go on a little personal moment, just like, man, this last year has been by far the toughest year of my life personally.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's been a lot of times where I, like, where we were supposed to either link up or do something podcast related, and I wasn't in the right mental space, man.
Right.
And I'm very fortunate. I'm very grateful that I have my team as you guys, and just like, there was never any like repercussion, it was, if anything, it was like, hey, what's going on? Are you good? You guys would all reach out to me. And so I do want to take a moment. I appreciate y'all. That really means the world to me.
I did not see this coming, but I appreciate it.
You still going to get roasted after. But but I do appreciate that. And I think it's just like that open conversation. Yeah. I think just like even the song that you release is just like kind of gets a lot of people to kind of relate. Like, damn, we be going through our battles. Like,
we do be going through a lot, man. And with that said, I feel like should we play the song?
We will. So we'll get there as our halftime.
Right.
We'll thank our sponsor.
Right.
But yeah, I did kind of want to just like open it up to
like how like with mental health, like where do you stand like with that right now? Are you in a better mental space now? Like how do you feel?
I mean, it's still day to day, but I'm definitely in a better mental space. I just think like just in general, kind of like what you just alluded to, it's frowned upon, especially like in the black community and African American community. Like I was brought up on some, number one, you don't talk to nobody because you ain't supposed to have nobody in your business.
Exactly.
It's your business.
Exactly.
And it's like, you a man. Like you don't need to, so it's just kind of frowned upon as far as like the black community is concerned. But, like once life got to a point where I didn't have no choice but to go to that,
right.
I feel like I'm one of the spokespersons for it now because it was life changing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like therapy makes a way for you to unpack kind of everything that makes you like who you are. It may be something that happened to you when you was like 6 years old that you ain't even thought about. It don't got to be something like you was like molested
traumatic.
or something.
Yeah, no.
But I mean, it could be something as simple as like mine personally. Like I was abused, like verbally, not so much physically, but like I had a very like chaotic household in a particular regard, and it made me a certain type of way. I got mommy issues, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just feel like it's a beautiful thing. Like if you tap into it, and it just affects like every part of your life. If you go into it like open minded and try to grow and really be open with whoever you doing your therapy with or whatnot, it could really like get you to a better space.
I like that first, I believe is that first song off Kill Lucy is that pro therapy.
Yeah, pro therapy.
And so it's like, man, I used to do therapy, and man, honestly, I just feel like I haven't had a good go around with it. I'd get in arguments with the therapist and be like, what the fuck you mean? And I just get really mad.
You don't understand.
Maybe I need to give it another shot, but it's just like, man, I think just even kind of taking that step, either, man, even speaking to someone, maybe it may not be a therapist. Maybe it'd be just like your best friend. Maybe it'd be whoever the case may be, your parents, Yeah. It's just kind of getting that kind of help. Just letting other people like, because everyone, like, people care about everyone, Obviously, you may think you may not have a lot of friends, but no one wants to see you go.
No, nobody does.
So it's just kind of that reaching out, like, I might need some help,
Yeah, and it's good that you're making this like an awareness in your music, because a lot of people who I even looked up to, like Kid Cudi's like one of my biggest influences in music. And like he was like the first person. I was in high school. I mean, a lot of people think that like, oh, he's just a kid, you don't really go through these things, but that's where trauma starts. You know what I mean? When you're a kid and when you're a teenager and you start thinking these things that like what's not normal, what's normal, things and that. And like
shout out Kid Cudi.
Yeah, shout out my boy Cudi.
He's from the crib.
Yeah,
Ohio boy.
Oh, you're from Ohio too.
He's from
Dayton. Yeah. Dayton. Okay.
I'm Southern Ohio. He up top.
Yeah.
MGK.
MGK.
Ohio too.
Who else was from Ohio? Damn.
Trippy.
Trippy's from Ohio. Trippy's from Ohio. Yeah. And
LeBron James.
Shout out to LeBron. But
LeBron, come on the podcast.
Yeah, but going back to that, it's just that like people don't like, even kids these days, like they're so influenced by what they see and who they're around, and it's like you just get like this deep depression sometimes. Like it could be from a heartbreak, it could be from somebody telling you something that they're like, oh, like you need to man up, like you don't need to be worried about that, but in the back of your head, man, like it's always in the back of your head. You know what I mean? From anything, from like losing a friend, a girlfriend, like get in an argument with your parents that some things that you didn't even want to say, and like all these things, like even thoughts of suicide, like it's a big deal, man. Like even when I was like in my like, I felt like everybody was like, oh, you're at your peak and stuff. Like there's like a lot of darkness behind that. You know what I mean? And like there's been thoughts of suicide before, you know, years ago. And I was just like, nah, like people really need me. I feel like it was selfish, but at the same time, I was like, people need to hear me out. You know what I mean? So like I like hit a lot of stuff, but now I've been like a lot more open. I've been to therapy before. It really helped out actually. So that really helped out. So that's also a big thing. So if you ever need to talk to somebody, like even reach out to us, like, you know what I mean? Reach out to anybody like who you're close to, like we'll hear you out because we're all, trust me, all of us are going through the same thing, especially during like this whole pandemic. People have been stuck inside. They've been doing different things. They've been thinking in their head too much. Like definitely reach out to somebody. Reach out to somebody who you feel like you're comfortable with, or just like
reach out to Up2Something.
Yeah, reach out to us
hit the podcast page. Hit the media page. You know.
Well, yeah.
Most importantly, don't isolate.
No,
that was my my struggle is like isolating myself, because then there's no accountability, and you don't got nobody to stop you from, you know, making crazy hasty decisions. You know, even if it's just a feed you got with the homies. You know what I'm saying? It need to be some sort of accountability, and just an outlet. You know.
Naturally, that's just where the human mind deflects to. Like, you just want to be by yourself with your thoughts, and, you know, you don't want to be around other people feeling sad because you really just don't have the energy. And that's really, like, the implications that depression has. Like, you know, you don't want to hang out with people, and that doesn't help at all because you don't want to isolate yourself. Like you said, you need to be out there. Even though you don't have the energy, you need to put yourself out there and do things that you're supposed to be doing, you know, like hanging out with friends, hanging out with family, you know, meeting new people. You know, that's the things that are really going to help. But, you know, you can't isolate yourself. You know, you got to go out there and, you know, talk about it, or, you know, do something about it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Then going back to what you said, man, like I couldn't even imagine being a kid right now, 13, 14, 15 with social media the way
That's
it is.
wild,
man.
I couldn't imagine like the pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like it's weird. Like, so I'll see other artists be like, you know, man, like I want to get my followers up. I want to be verified. I want to, and I'm like, bro, you sure?
Yeah.
You sure? Because it's something.
It's a lot of pressure.
It's a backlash,
a lot of
that
pressure,
you get.
bro.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's a lot of pressure, and every now and then you get people that say things like in your comments that, you know, the professional way to be about it would be not to respond.
Right.
But like me, I'm a person. You know what
I'm gonna respond
so,
like F you too.
So it's, I don't know, it's hard. Like with the Suicide song, and I know y'all gonna get into it, but like with the Suicide record, there was somebody that put a comment that like almost made my head pop off. I mean, he was just like, man, how dare you go record a song trying to influence people to kill themselves? You know, you should take this down. Reach out to all the stream and take this down. But I'm like, bro, did you even listen to the song?
Yeah,
it's like the opposite of it.
If people read the headline, they don't even read the
article.
At all. And one of my favorite bars that I keep going back to Kanye, but one of my favorite bars he said in the Ye album, he said, the most beautiful thoughts are beside the darkest. And I could 100% believe that. Because it's like, everybody's like, I'm a happy guy. Like, generally, I'm just a happy guy, always all smiles, all that stuff. But like, you look at people like Robin Williams, like he committed suicide. He was the happiest guy. And you never know. Check on those people, man. Check on their strong friends. You know what I mean?
Y'all ever seen that meme that's like, suicidal people look like this? And it's just a couple that's just at dinner smiling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's bro.
Yeah.
It could be anybody.
It could be anybody. It could be happy, sad. It's not always the sad people. It's always the happy people, because those are the people trying to be like waking up every single day to be better, things of that nature. It could be anybody. So definitely check up on all your friends. Check out on your people, family. So
absolutely. So I think right now we'll go ahead. We'll take our time to thank our sponsors. You know, we'll take a little halftime break and then deep dive back into the convo, just the open convo. So we do want to thank our sponsor, Bad Yummies.
Shout out to Bad Yummies. Jesus.
Bad Yummies. Make sure you get your candies. Your candies.
Your candies.
And then you wanted to give a shout out to
and we have our amazing people at Mahal Eating. Shout out to Zoe and Cassandra. They're actually having a pop-up here on October 23rd. Definitely make sure to pre-order, make any other orders there. You know, they are great.
It's
Filipino.
Strange Ways off of Hitsu.
Is that what okay,
right?
Yeah.
Strange Ways off of Hitsu. October 23rd. Go check them out.
Yes.
The food is delicious. It's made with love. I believe Mahal. Doesn't that mean
Is it Made with Love? Made with Love? Yeah, Made with Love. Yeah,
Made with Love.
Made with Love. And the show pals are awesome. They also have vegan options, so make sure
use
to check that out.
Use promo code Up2Something for full price.
Full price.
No, but tell them we sent you.
Tell them we sent you. They may give you a sticker or something. We'll see.
Yeah.
but
we'll go ahead. D.Tall, do you want to introduce your newest single? And we'll go ahead and play that and let everyone check it out.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
it's called Suicide, featuring my boy Paris. Shout out to Paris. Produced by Too Much. I went hometown on the production tip. Shout out to Too Much with Suicide. Hey.